Now what I can do, let me just create one security device group. Okay, so I will create here device group which is for US and Canada region. US and Canada region device group. I will create this device group. I will not call any kind of firewalls here. And the thing, if you see here, there is a one shared device group is already there. You can just change the name. Just give here parent device group. So I'm not able to, okay, I will not able to modify it actually, because this is a default one which is created. Okay. Okay. So the thing is, now I have created one US region device group, right? Into this one, what it's a part of this particular device group, which is a parent one, right? Or what you can do, you can also create one more device group. Just give the name parent device group. Just select here shared, and you go to into your US region device group and just call your parent device group here. After that, you can create one more device group. Let's suppose in US you want to deploy your firewall into New York location. So just create a one device group for New York FW01. Just select this firewall into this profile, click on OK. Into this New York one, you can just call this one as a parent group. So what happens now, whatever policy you will define into this one, they will inherit to your US one, and whatever policy you will define into US one, it will inherit to your New York firewall. And as soon as I have created this device, you will see these two property you will able to see. Now how I can do, what I'll go to into my parent profile. Let's suppose I want to write one rule. So the thing, if you see here in security rules, you are having three kind of rules, guys. You will see pre rules, post rules, and default rules. So the thing is, if you will configure anything into pre rules, whenever you will push this policy into your Palo Alto firewalls, they always comes into top. So the thing on top, you will see pre rules. Then you will see if you have also configure few local rules into your firewall. Then you will see your local rules. Then after you will see your post rules. So this is the concept of pre post rules, guys. Okay. Maybe in interview they will ask, like if I have configured some traffic which I want to allow into your post rule, but it is not allowing, what may be a issue? In that case, you have to see, maybe that traffic is blocked by the pre rule, or maybe that traffic blocked by the local rules. Okay, so these kind of things basically they will ask. So what I will, let me just create one pre rule here. I'll go to into this pre rule, and what I want to, let's suppose I want to, let's say, block FTP traffic for anywhere. Okay, I will select any. I will select here any, and application is FTP. I want to block all the FTP traffic, and also I want to block all the SMB traffic. These protocol we use for sharing the files, right? So just select this SMB and just go to into your action and just deny. I want to deny this rule. What happens? I have created one rule into my parent group, right? If you go to into your US region device group, you will see there is a one block rule is already coming here. Now let me also create one rule into my US region. Let's suppose there are few IP address which I want to block. So what I can do, I'll just create block, or maybe I can create any rule, block any kind of things. Okay. Let me just select here any zone. Destination is also any. And in application, well, let's suppose I want to block if someone is trying to access Facebook from I want to block this Facebook access from all my US firewalls. Just go there and I'll just deny it. Okay. Now, so the thing, I have just created one rule into my parent, then I have created one block rule into my US region template and into US region device group. Now I'll go to into New York. You will see in New York, all these rules is inherited. So like that, this inheritance works, guys. What I can do now, let me just create one rule also into my New York firewall. What? According to this rule, let's suppose I want to allow the internet access. So allow internet access. So the thing of how you can allow it, if you want to allow the internet access, so what, right now I don't have any zone and all. So what I can do, if I'll type here inside, it will take, okay. I'll type here outside, okay, and I'll go to into my services, and what I will just select here three services, HTTPS, and I will also select UDP, and let me also select one more service which is TCP 8080. It is already there, and TCP 53. Action is allow. And generally this allow rules, guys, and all, we don't define into your pre-rules. In pre-rules, we will always put the rules which we want to use for blocking the traffic. Always we will put these kind of rules into your, let me see, let me just delete this rule. Not here. We will always configure our post rules if we want to allow this basic internet traffic and all. Allow internet. Put the zone here which is inside. Destination zone is outside. I am just typing all these things by manual here. I don't have any zones right now. I have to create them. Service HTTP and HTTPS, and also UDP we want to allow for DNS resolution. Action is allow. Click on OK. I have created this rule here. Okay. Now I have created this one. If I want to create any objects and all, I can also do that. I can create object on the basis of firewall basis, or on the, so generally what happens whenever we will create these objects, right, for antivirus, anti-spyware, we will always create into your region specific templates. We'll create these ones and we will post them into your firewalls. So all your firewall basically get the similar kind of configuration for your blocking this apps and all applications, your antivirus, your vulnerabilities, your URL filtering. All these settings will go into your firewalls. Now let me go to into Panorama tab here, and let me just go to into templates, guys. I'll just add one template here. This template I'm creating for New York FW. Okay. You can also allow to create some kind of, we can say, template stack. So what happened? I have created one template for my firewall. Let me also create one more template, which is like parent template. Or maybe I will create one parent template. And after that, what? I also create two templates, one for HQ firewalls, and another one for branch office firewall, like branch office. So let's suppose this New York one is a part of your branch office. In that case, what you can do, just go to into add stack, and what, now you define your policy like New York firewall template stack. You can give this kind of name. I'm giving the random name, but in production you will have some kind of like some kind of descriptive name always here. Okay. Now here I can define my first. I will call my parent template. As this is a like branch office firewall, so I will call here branch office template, and after I will call my New York template. And I will select my device, click on OK. Now what happens? I'll go to into my network tab. I'll go to into my branch office one, Go to interface. Now you can decide what kind of interfaces you want to add here. So let's suppose I want to create 3 interfaces only into my branch office. So what, you can just add the slot here, slot 1, define this interface, give the comment actually on this interface if you wanted to. Generally leave the comment and just define the interface type is layer 3. Net flow, generally we will configure net flow guys here. Let me just configure the net flow like my net flow. Location is shared and just add the net flow server. So like server 01 and give the net flow server IP which is 192.168.1.137.1. I'll give this name. Click on OK. If you want a virtual router, just create one more virtual router here. Let me just create, like give the name here VR01 for branch office. Click OK. We will also define our zone guys here. Let me just, I want to put this interface connected with my outside zone. So I will select here outside, click on OK. I leave the IPv4. I will not configure IPv4 address here because this address is different for different sites. But in advanced tab, I'll just make this interface up, and also I can basically put the same interface management profile. Let me just put here ping. I only want to allow ping request into my firewall. So click on OK. I have created one interface. Let me also create one more interface, guys, here. Ethernet slot 1 Ethernet 1/2. This interface I want as a layer 3 interface, and also on that interface I want to configure my net flow. Virtual router is this, and security zone is inside. And select here. IPv4 I will leave, and I'll go to into advanced. So the thing is, guys, I'm just creating all these details one time only, and after that, if I want to add a new firewalls and all, I don't need to do all these things. If I want to add a branch office firewall, I just create one template for branch office, and I will just call these particular firewall inside this one. Like that we will basically. Let me also create this one for Ethernet 1/3. Like if you want to add more interface, because I am good with these 3 interfaces, so I'll just go with 3. But if you want to add, you can also add multiple interfaces as well if you need to expand your network in future. But I'm just going with these 3 interfaces only. I don't want to expand it in future. We go there, I'll just make this interface up and also select this ping profile. Click on OK. I have created these 3 things. I've created the zones. I have also created the VLANs, not VLANs, this virtual routers. Now what, I will go to into my New York template. Go there, go to into interfaces, zones. Let me just see virtual routers and all. And if I'll go to into my panorama here, into this New York basically firewall, these are the settings. Okay, go to into this New York one, parent, then branch office, then this one. Okay, that is correct. Go to network tab. This is my branch office one. I'm having all these details here, right? So the thing is, guys, in branch office you don't need to add these things. You have to add into your New York one actually. These interfaces and all you have to add into this one. Generally, it will basically fetch from it. Let me just do the commit. So let's see. After commit, what will happen? Generally, it will fetch from this region template only. But let's check it out. This one. I'll show you these things. I just wait here. Yeah, it will not generally inherit directly. I'll tell you how they will inherit and what is the way. So yeah, the thing is, what happens, we have created one template which is your branch office one, right? This template we want to use for branch office firewalls. And also let me, if you want to add anything kind of device groups and also what, let me also configure some settings into device group actually. What settings I want to just call my, what we can say, let me just go to into, I'm looking for syslog. Let me just create one syslog servers profile as well. My syslog. Okay, I have created this one. I'll just click on as a shared here, and I'll give the syslog server IP like server 01. I have to define IP which is 192.168.137.1. I will select a log 7, means I want all kind of logs here. These are the log formats and all. Let me click on OK. I'll also go to into my radius and I will also add my radius details here like radius server. I will use here chap and let me just select like server 01 and I'll just put the IP address of my radius server which is 192.168.137.1 because I'm running all these servers and all into my same system, guys. So what I have to just okay, let me just put some default setting like Cisco add 123. I just put this key Cisco add 123. Click on OK and I'll go to into administrator. Into administrator, let me just add some administrator here. Okay, so let's say I am having one admin whose name is Kunal. I want to add this one and I want to put the password for this one and I want to make him as a super user. Click on OK. I have created all these things into my branch of this one, right? So what happens, let's go to into your panorama, go to into this stack, just remove this one first. Now go to into this one, just delete this one. Delete this one first. What you can do in actually what we will just set all these settings into my branch office template and after we will just select this one and we will always clone it actually. And after cloning, we will give the name like New York Firewall 01. Click OK. Now go to into this stack and we are having her parent. Then we can what? We can just delete this one. We can just call our New York one. Click on OK. Go there. If I'll go to into my parent one because I don't have any settings into parent. Generally these radius and all and these kind of settings we can also allow to create into our parent one. But I'm not creating it. But what I can want to create, I want to just go to into my parent one and what I will just go into my setup tab here and I just want to create one thing which is in my services. Into this one I want to give the DNS details, guys. DNS server. So I will just set the primary DNS server which is 10.1.1.221 and secondary DNS server is 8.8.8.8 and NTP server also I will set. So let me just get the NTP server here like public NTP servers. Let me just go there. Let me just go to into this tab and I'll just copy these servers actually. I'll just select this URL and I'll just go into my panorama. I will just put this URL and other one here which is one. I am just putting some public DNS NTP, but in production environment you do have a NTP servers, guys. So these settings I have configured globally, right, into my parent. Now what I can do, I'll go to into my panorama. I'm having this New York firewall. This one I'll go to into this template and I have parent and then I'm having my New York one. I have selected the device, click on OK. Now I'll go to into my network tag one more time, and I'll go to into this New York firewall one. You will get these interfaces. Now just set the IP address into these interfaces. So I'm showing you the default how you can. I want a 192.168.1.250/24 IP into my this interface. Other settings I will inherit from the other things. And these are settings I have already copied. Now I'll go to into this one, go advanced and ping, you will see here. Go to here and let me just set one more IP which is 10.1.1.250/24. I'll just try to create a same topology which we have created multiple times, guys. Go to into this and let me create one more IP which is 10.2.2.250/24. Okay, I'll go to into my virtual routers into VR01 and let me just open into a static route. Let me add one default route, guys. So this is the template where you will do all kind of configuration. I will create one default route. Interface is this and IP address is 192.168.1.1. Click on OK, click on commit. I'll also go to into my policies and what I am having this firewall which is having allow rule as well. And now let me just also create a one pet rule. So I will create pet rule into my post rule, guys. Just create a pet rule here. Source zone is inside and also DMZ. Destination zone is outside. I will not put any address here. I'll just go to into translation, dynamic IP and port and interface. This interface and I'll just put the IP address, IP and this one. Okay, this pet rule has been created and let me just verify. Let me just go to into my policies first, into my post rules. Here I am using inside and outside. Let me just check I have created the same kind of zone or not, like inside and outside with the same, like inside same caption. So let me just go to network tab into zones, inside and outside. Yeah, it's a similar thing. Okay, now what I can do, let me just commit into my panorama first. I'll just commit the things into my panorama. So the thing is, when I will commit into my panorama, these configuration will be saved into my panorama, guys. Okay, so let's wait here. This commit is going on and right now it is saving that config into my panorama. You will not see any configuration into your firewall because we need to push that configuration from our, basically from this panorama to Palo Alto. Let's see, we will see that thing. Let's wait for this commit to complete. Commit has been succeeded into my panorama. Now you will see push to the devices. You can also do commit and push in one go, but I just want to first I will use to commit into panorama, then push to devices. I will got my device details here. Let me just add it selection. I will select this device because generally when you will commit to the devices you will have, if you are having multiple devices, that time you will get all these options. And also when you are just pushing your interface related configuration, always select this option, force to templates value. You need to select that option, otherwise you will get some issues, guys. Okay, and just do the push here. So commit to group is failed, so you can just get the template configuration is administratively disabled. Okay, template configuration. So I think there is some setting which is disabled into your firewall. And let me just see what's that. Okay, so I will not able to push from here right now. So what I can do, let me go to into this firewall, into this device tab, into setup, into management, and I will check. Generally, just if you are having any kind of this option like automatically commit, lock and all, you have to deselect all with this option. Enable pushing devices monitoring to the panorama. Let me just go down somewhere here. So things looks correct from this side. Okay. Now let me also check into the same device group only if we are having any settings which is not allowing. We have to see actually all these things. Okay, IP budget is good. Let me go to into this panorama one more time, and let me go to into panorama here into stack. I will select this device. So device has been selected, which is correct. Now I'll go to into my device group as well. Let me just see. In device group, I have called this device. Okay, this here also it is selected. Okay, now let me go to into summary. I will click over there. So the thing is, this firewall has been successfully registered. Shared policy is commit state failed. So this is the reason. Template configuration administratively disabled. Okay. So why it is disabled actually? I have to just go to into templates. Okay, nothing is there. So if you will get these kind of issue, you also needs to just check what kind of settings is disabled and all. Okay, in your firewall. So maybe in this firewall some features are disabled because I have last time I have just done some changes and all on the settings. Okay, so these things I have to troubleshoot, I have to see, but this is how we will create the things, and after we can just push the policies from the basically from our panorama to your Palo Alto firewall. Okay. So in device group, actually things are on track actually. Let me just again do the commit. Just commit to device group New York firewall 01 is failed. So it is just failing actually. First I will do the commit into my panorama. So in panorama commit is going on. Okay, so like this, basically we will generally configure our panorama, and we can just create these device groups and all. And after that, we will just push that configuration from your panorama to your managed devices or your firewalls. Okay. Maybe this setting is somewhere disabled due to some reason. So I have to basically check. I will check that thing later. Now let me just see what are the other things we are having here. I will not able to show you this upgrade and all because it's a lengthy process. So this is for this one. Okay, now let's discuss regarding these particular port numbers. Okay, so the thing is, whenever this they will use this TCP port number 3987 whenever any firewall wants to send any kind of log to your panorama. They want to send any logs to your panorama, they will use this TCP port number 39397 for communication purpose. Okay, and generally they will also use TCP port number 28443 used by the firewall and log collector for retrieve software and content updates from panorama. So the thing is, if your firewall just requested any kind of updates and all, then they will communicate over TCP 428443. Okay. TCP 28 port used by the panorama HAPS for connectivity and config sync. If we are running panorama into HA mode. Okay. They will TCP 769 and 2860 used by Panorama HAPI for connectivity and config syncs in a clear text. So these are the same information. If you remember your HA, they will also use similar kind of port number. Sometimes what happens, there's a new technology is also introduced by the Palo, which is Cortex data log. So what happens in that case, Panorama basically sends the logs to the Palo Alto Cortex server, and on that server they will just analyze these logs and all for threats and all. If they want to send this kind of information, they will use port number 4443. And generally they will also use TCP 3978 for the communication with the firewalls and with the Panorama. Okay, so these are the port numbers. So which if you want to use Panorama into panoramic and log collector mode, if there is any firewall in between, you have to allow all these ports, guys. Just remember. Now the thing is, if you want to troubleshoot the issues, sometimes you will see you are not able to register your firewall with the Panorama. These kind of issues you will see. In that case, first you have to check the connectivity between your firewalls and Panorama. And also remember, always connection initiator is a firewall. Always connection is initiated by the firewall towards Panorama. Just remember. And just make sure port number 3978 is open if there is any firewall available in between, because that's the port number on which my Palo Alto firewall sends the request. And now whatever communication is happening between your Palo Alto and your Panorama, it is encrypted. They will use certificate kind of authentication, and it's a like encrypted session. They have not, like, I have not seen any algorithm which is released by Palo Alto like that they will do the communication, but it's that communication is encrypted. Maybe they will use some inbuilt functionalities. Make sure that a certificate has been generated or installed on the Panorama if there is any certificate is available. Okay. Confirm the serial number configure in the Panorama. So what happens sometimes, people used to basically copy the serial number and all, and they will just add the wrong serial number into the Panorama. And that time also Panorama will not accept the connections, guys. And also we have to check. So the thing is, we we have to check like that permitted IP list into your management interface tab, right? On that tab, we have to make sure that particular IP address of your firewall is added or not. If we are using any kind of restriction, these kind of things you also check. Sometimes you need to also check the MTU settings and all, because if there is any fragmented packet is received by a Panorama, it will basically not able to establish the relationship with the firewall. Okay, fragmented packet it will not accept actually. And also just check Panorama and both firewalls having same date and time. If they are having different date and time, in that case also they will not able to set up a relationship, guys, because they are using, whenever you will see, whenever people use certificate based authentication and all, you have to see they are having proper connectivity or not, guys. Template stack and all we have already discussed, so I will not go into these much depth now. Let me just see what are the other things I'm having here. Okay, pre-rules, post-rules we have already discussed, so that is not a part of our discussion. Let me also discuss this shared device group, guys. So whatever you will create into this shared device group, if you create any rule or any objects, generally it will present into everywhere, into all your devices. You will see that particular object groups. So whenever you are having, let's suppose, some kind of servers which are having global IP address and all, you can just put inside this shared group. Otherwise, just try to avoid these kind of things, guys. Okay. And we use this template stack where we will call multiple templates and all, just, and this templates we use for it can control your network and device tab, guys, into your from your Panorama. So these are the few things which I want to basically cover into your panorama, guys. Now what I can do, let me just pause the recording. I have just did these changes. I have just enabled the disable, like previously there was a disabled option for Gaussian object from the panorama. So this time I have just enabled them, and if I'll go to into my panorama now, if I'll just do the push here, let me just edit selection, and I will select all these settings. I will also click on this force template values. I'll just do the push. I'll see. See, right now push is going on. So that's the option which we have to see actually. In this one, previously it was in disabled state. So just now I have enabled it. Now, if you see here this configuration, when this will post, you will see your policies here, whatever rules we have created, and also you will get something into your network tab here, like IP address and all. Just wait here for this to complete. Will always take some time. You can just click on this one here. You can just track the status. And what if I'll go into my Wireshark? Let me just do the capture on my VMnet 8, and we can able to see what's going on there. I have just started my Wireshark. Let's wait here. So I will run this Wireshark into my VMnet 8, which is right there. I'll just open this one. Now you will see they will communicate from 120. You will see some type it was 130 over some TCP 3978 port number. So commit is going on. See, it says also giving some error, but the thing is that's okay. Static route DR next hop IP address is this is not in subnet of outgoing interface. That is okay. So commit as is succeeded. Now let me just go there. Let's see. If I'll go to into my firewall into network tab, let me just refresh it. So see, I have get the IP address into my interfaces. I have get the zone information. And if you go to into your routes, I have also got the routing details here with one default route. I'll go to into my routes. I am having one default route as well. Okay. Which is 192.168 1.1. Now, if I'll go into my device tab here, let me just go into device, and you will see I have configured the net flow here. So if I'll go to into my syslog server, so you will see syslog details is also there. And if I'll go into radius, this radius details is also coming from my panorama. Into log settings, you will see not in log setting. Let me go into my administrator. I will get one Kunal name administrator, which I have also configured into my panorama. Into setup, if I'll go to into services, and you will see some DNS and all this configuration is also we are receiving from panorama along with your NTP details. Right? These are your NTP settings. So all these settings is basically coming from your panorama. I'll go to into policies now. Still device group setting is on a deployment. So let me just select this option here, and this configuration is going on. They are sending. If I'll go to into my Wireshark, if I'll pick this particular packet, if I'll follow the TCP stream, you will see all data is in encrypted form. So whatever communication is happening between your Palo Alto and Panorama, it is in encrypted form. So you will not able to see anything if you run any kind of capture. And they are using here, if you see, they are using port number. Let me just click here. Let me just do apply the filter on the basis of this particular source. And let me also, so the thing is, let me go down somewhere. They will use TCP port, which is 3978. They are using this particular port number for communication with each other. You will also see some traffic here because the thing is my firewall and also communicating to this particular IP address, because I am right now logging in using this IP into both of these devices. That's why you are able to see some traffic from this IP as well. Now let me just go to into my see, this config also has been succeeded. Now if I'll go to into my firewall, into policy, let me just refresh. I'll get all these rules. This rule is basically allowing all your traffic from inside to outside. I also got one net rule, and all these settings are coming basically from my panorama. Now let's suppose in security, let's suppose I want to add one rule here. Add rule like my firewall rule, and I just want to allow the ping actually using this rule. So I will type here zone is inside, destination zone is outside, and application is ping. Let me I want to allow the ping, and I'll just click here. See, the thing is, if you remember these two rules I have configured as a pre rules in my panorama. After that, I have also configured one rule which is allow internet into as a my post rule. If you go there, see, and whatever local rule I have had, it is coming into middle. So always you will put block rules into here, and if you want to put any allow rule, just put here, and the local rule comes between these two rules, guys. So you have to remember this. Let me just do the commit, and let me also do one more thing, guys, because yeah. So what I can do, let me just open my window XP machine here, and we can see if I can initiate some traffic from here, you guys able to see that traffic in that machine is able to communicate through this particular setup. Let's wait here. We will just check it out. Okay. So let me just log in inside this machine, guys. And I will just try to send some traffic, and you will see that traffic is going through your Palo Alto firewall. Let me just open this particular browser, and I will try to open some website. And also, if you remember, we have blocked FTP traffic, and also we have blocked Facebook, right? We will also check that thing. So what I can go to into my firewall, into this window, if I'll type at www.youtube.com, I am able to open YouTube. If I'll type www.facebook.com, access of Facebook is not working. If I'll type www.sianets.com, I can able to open this website. If I'll go there, if I'll type here www.udemy.com, just I will just open the Udemy here. So okay, in Udemy, if you want to purchase a course, like, because in Udemy we have also uploaded our full panorama course. So if you search here like Palo Alto, let me just do a search. Palo Alto Networks Panorama. So in Udemy only I have seen there are two courses only, and we have just launched our course here. If you want to purchase that course, where you will get the everything inside regarding this panorama. This is the course. If you want to learn panorama in depth, where we have covered everything like high availability, how you can deploy, how you can do the upgrade, and all these things are there. I have also configured how you can block this traffic on this app ID. All these things are there. If you want to go check that particular course, you will get the entire idea, right? So this time right now, all this traffic is going from my firewall. If I'll go into monitor tab, into traffic logs, you will see there are some traffic for SSL, and this traffic coming from this machine and going to this particular URL. So like that, basically we will implement our we will manage our firewalls by using the panorama, guys.